born again and the awakening of philosophy. Imagine you had a choice about being born and you could choose your parents. One set of parents would produce you to have a very great and important purpose, and gave you an inheritance of unimaginable wealth. With that wealth you could conquer and reign over all. The other set of parents would produce you because they just liked sex and you were a mistake or an amusement to them. They were poor and had nothing to give you of significant importance but your life. In that life you are a slave. You were destined to be a slave to the follies of your parents. Which set of parents would you choose, the great or the small? Think about it, which would you choose? But what if you had no choice at all? What if you were actually the product of both sets of parents? Impossible? Consider again, we have two, and only two types of identities, the literal and the metaphorical, the arithmetic and the geometric. With those two identities to function by, and when correctly applied, we find we have two and only two sets of parents. One of them is mean and stingy, the other is bountiful and enriches us beyond imagination. The truth of the matter is we have two sets of parents, one literal and one metaphorical, for if we did not, we could hardly ever be born again and experience the awakening of philosophy within us. We can choose, after we are born, to respect both sets of parents, caring for both. That is the choice we, actually and factually, have. Factually we are born with the inheritance of a set of perfect tools which allows us, if we use them according to their function, to attain to mastery over our environment, and we are born naked with nothing but our wits and those tools. So, we have a great inheritance by which we apply to achieve in this life, the good or the evil. Our choice is simply using the inheritances we have been given or squandering them like a worthless child. We actually make ourselves great or small by our choices concerning our inheritance. The mind inherits the intelligible, the body inherits the perceptible. Which are you, the body or mind? You have a body, but you are a mind. There has never been a real problem between body and mind, one of them is perceptible, the other intelligible, and neither one can ever be the other. Our perceptible inheritance cannot, with any degree of accuracy, be spoken about. However, our intelligible inheritance, the one which can gain us everything we desire, is the ability to master all behaviors. We choose what we do with that inheritance. That inheritance of our mental tools is literally given. The inheritance of the body is proportionally given. Our mind is potentially the most powerful life support system possible, for it is an information processor whose function is achieved by binary information processing. Binary produces 4 specific categories of grammar, or systems of mensuration and judgment: common grammar, arithmetic, algebra and geometry. Each of these judgmental systems is affected by binary recursion. Binary recursion can only produce a binary result. That is, it is capable of complete induction and deduction. This means all systems of grammar are used to make judgments, and not one of them can contradict the other. Binary recursion can only produce a binary result. So, the only path to using our inheritance is by using our tools, or we can neglect them and squander away our life like a spoiled and worthless child. As we know from any set of tools, one has to learn how to use them. Language is universal and intelligible, while grammar is particular and perceptible. By birth, our job entails becoming a metagrammarian, also known as a philosopher, a prophet, a wise man, a human, rational, or simply good, a master of the environment afforded by language through comprehending language and grammar.
False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the mind with evil. Phaedo by Plato,